see a show of hands of how many people already have a Google Business profiles. You guys, okay.
I mean, I think that
Okay.
I know if it's the right one, but.
Okay.
For some reason, I can't verify the address.
Ooh,
So
okay. We will try and help you troubleshoot that. Yes. And then we'll be sticking around after the class. So if anyone wants us to take a look at their Google Business profile, if anyone needs help getting it set up, we can go ahead and do that too.
Thank you.
Was it up there?
Oh, you know what? Maybe we have to change the source. I don't want to touch anything. This looks like it's a screen sharing.
Mm.
No, it's
I know it's
a
about to connect to HDMI. Oh, that's what I'm saying.
HDMI.
Yeah. Was he coming back?
I don't know. But I don't want to mess anything up. Okay.
Anywhere. Yeah.
That's not it.
Well, it's closed or open? Still stuff.
It is. Yeah.
Is it open?
Yeah.
I know,
But I don't want to send money anyway. Let's be honest.
I should be on this side.
Oh, you went there one?
No, I'm just supposed to put it in.
Well, everyone's doing gold too, which we did that, remember?
Yeah, that's enough.
Where's that, the HDMI one coming from though?
But I'm not doing it.
And because it's in the whole city, and my son's in the car, so I'd be late.
Yeah, because there's that PowerPoint, but it's, I think it's HDMI one, but we just need to do something.
I'm in eavesdrop, but I think if you like drag the browser over, I think it's turning it to like.
Oh,
Okay. We're on the
Smart.
thing.
Doing this.
I know, I was like, oh, and I did.
Oh my God, lifesaver.
It's like.
yes.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yay. Save the day. Okay, great. And then I just need to record, right?
Yeah, I think it might be recording.
Oh.
Oh, no, maybe not.
Yeah, it is recording. Okay. Okay.
I want to block the screen.
Yeah.
This much.
Oh, it's all just, this is a cool setup.
Thank you. Should we go ahead and get started? Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. My name is Haley, for any of you that I haven't met yet, and this is Laurelyn,
Hello.
and we're both from ClearMark Title. We work as a team, so feel free to reach out to either of us for any of your title needs, farming information, and then we'll both be here to teach some classes for you guys. So today we're gonna be going over Google Business Profile. We're going to review what it is, and then we'll also go into some power tips on how to optimize your Google Business Profile. This is our contact information, and then it's also up on the whiteboard as well.
All right, so if you have a phone that's accessible or something to search on the internet, let's do this quick exercise. So go ahead, go to Google, search for, let's say you have a farm in Studio City, put that farm area or that neighborhood, Studio City, and then real estate.
Zip code?
It could be a zip code, yeah. It could be any region that you do business in or want to do business in. And then after that, type in real estate agent. So if I'm using Studio City, I would put Studio City Real Estate Agent, and then press enter.
Okay, so if you don't have a farm, you just type it.
Yeah, just for an exercise to see how Google Business works. I want you guys to see like what pops up. And this is just to show the value of having a Google Business profile. So if you start to see some results that you'll see sponsored next to them. So if they're popping up there, scroll past them because those people are paying to be there. Let's just scroll past them and then look at the agents who are underneath them that pop up organically. And if you have a Google Business profile, do you pop up at all? Is anyone popping up under your search results?
Well, I have a Google Business profile, but not where I'm searching right now.
Okay. When you made your Google Business profile, did you put any locations that you service?
Right here.
Okay.
I just put
So
the
you could
office
put,
address.
okay. So you could put like Largemont Real Estate Agent and see if you pop up.
Took me a minute, but yeah, not much.
And for those of us who have never heard of Google Business Profile, who's never heard of it or would like to know more, it's okay if you haven't heard of it. That's why we're here today. All right, so all of us have heard of it, but if you haven't and you're not raising your hand, that's okay still. And then let's go to the next slide. Okay, so the purpose of that exercise was just to show you guys, who's popping up in your area. If you're not popping up at all, we're going to teach you how you can increase what's called your location authority by being like a hyper-local agent. So we're going to teach you some tips on how to rank higher organically without even having to pay to rank high. And then let's just hop into some basics before we go a little bit deeper into Google Business.
So we want to review some kind of farming basics prior to setting up your Google Business profile, because you want to make sure you want to know where you want to establish yourself in terms of your location authority. So where do you want to do business and where do you want to pop up in search results? So first you will need to know your market. You're going to have to choose a farm, choose somewhere that's familiar to you. Maybe it's where you live, maybe it's somewhere you have name recognition, or just somewhere where you want to work. And we can help you guys do some research. And I would suggest choosing between 250 to 500 homes to start with your farm. And you can always increase that number as you get more comfortable, as you start making contacts in that neighborhood. And you can even scale it under 250 if you think that's too much for you to handle currently. And be sure that you're looking at the market and studying what's going on. So be sure to know how likely homes make sure you know how likely homes are to sell, what's the average days on market, what are the local businesses in the area, local market conditions. And we can help you guys do that research through Title Toolbox. So Title Toolbox is our farming and data software. You guys are able to pull property profiles, pull farms, statistics in specific neighborhoods and zip codes, pull property profiles, and do recorded document searches. So raise of hands, who here has a Title Toolbox account?
Has what?
A Title Toolbox account? No? Okay, so we'll make sure to get you set up on one. So it looks like most of you guys have been set up already. If you guys have any questions on how to use the system or the app, you guys can let us know and we can help walk you through a tutorial, or just get you set up on your farm and make sure that's inputted into your Title Toolbox account.
So this is under the assumption that you've done all of your farming research, you're establishing yourself in person in your farm. And now what else can you do? Can you be present in your farm 24/7? Who thinks you can?
Virtually.
Yes, virtually, exactly. So that's the power of utilizing technology, having multiple accounts across, whether it's Yelp, it could be Instagram, Facebook, Google Business Profile. That is one way to kind of remain omnipresent, like 24 hours a day, and increase your levels of accessibility to potential clients. So that's what we want to go into today, is like how you can be easily accessible, how to get people to know you, and how to look like a credible resource within your farm.
So what exactly is Google Business Profile? Google Business Profile is completely free. And so it's a user-friendly tool for businesses to manage their online presence across Google and including search and maps. So when I Google Maps how to get here from another office that we were at, I could see that there are some agents in your office that pop up under that suggestion, and it has their name on it and then the address to this office. So you can pop up in a map search. And then also, so Google is the largest search engine in the world and greatly influences how consumers make decisions. Who here Googles a restaurant before they go and try it for the first time? I know I do, and I know I take a look at those Google reviews, and if those Google reviews aren't great, I'm probably not going to go out and try the restaurant. So same goes for people making decisions on who they're going to choose for their realtor. You want to make sure that you have reviews, you have good reviews on there, because it makes you more credible to people searching for an agent.
So over to the right side of your screen, that's a screenshot of an example of Google Business Profile. I made one myself. And so you can see that it'll show like the view of the outside. If you guys put the office as the address, it'll show where it lies on the map. And then you can like choose your hours. There's a lot more information that you can fit in there that I couldn't fully screenshot. But essentially this is your first chance sometimes of making like an impression on someone. So if you're not meeting someone in person, or this could be like potentially an online lead, this could be someone's first impression of you. So are they seeing those reviews? Do you have a phone number that you can be reached at? Do you have an email where you're checking it every single day? So this is a very user-friendly way for potential clients to get a hold of you. And there's also different facets that you can add in as well, such as updates. So you can kind of treat that like a business Facebook page. So anything that you're posting on your business Facebook, you can also post here as well. Yeah, it's really cool. You can also add like events, regularly add photos, list goes on. We're gonna go deeper into that. But I just wanted to show it's more than just like this. You can, if someone has time, and especially if they're serious, they're gonna be digging a little bit farther on you if they are considering you as their agent.
So power tip number one is to choose the right business category. And for those of you who have already created your Google business profile, you can make an adjustment to this. So when we have you guys do that exercise in the beginning, I want you guys to take note of how the other top agents in those areas are listing themselves. So it'll say either real estate agent, real estate agency, and essentially you want to take a look at those people who are ranking really high and kind of copy what they're doing in order for your profile to show up towards the top.
Okay. When you're in your Google account, how do you get into your Google business page?
Ooh.
Yeah, so do you remember what your Google business is named?
Mm-hmm.
So if you go into the search bar, all of the editing capabilities is actually like when you search yourself. As long as you have to be signed in, so just make sure you're signed in. Yeah.
Thank you.
If you don't have a Google business yet, where do you log in? Because this took me to Yelp. So you can start there.
Oh, that's so interesting. So
I know,
go
I-
on google.com and then type in Google business profile, and then it should take you to the direct link. I believe it's like Google business or business.google.
Do you have one? Profile?
But
So if I go
yeah.
to Google.com, it goes there, so where?
And then just type in business business profile,
I have a Google.
and then there
Oh,
should
do
be
you have one now?
a direct link to actually make an account.
Would it be?
One? Yep.
The first one, or just like, I think
The
that's one,
second
right?
one, yeah, it'll take you directly to that. So does this slide make sense to everyone? Like, so you're looking at the top ranking agents in the area that you want to service, and you're essentially mirroring what they're doing.
So if they're listed as real estate agent, it'll kind of be like in a light gray underneath like their name. You'd want to put that, you want to put yourself as a real estate agent, or if they're saying real estate agency, you'd want to put that as yours as well.
Yeah, your primary category.
So you do that under edit profile?
You can do that, yeah. I'd have to take a look.
Yeah, I've got to go mess with that.
I'll help you.
No, no, no.
help you after.
Oops, oops, oops.
Power tip number 2, continuously post content. So this graphic is supposed to communicate that anything that you would consider posting on Instagram, you have a real estate Instagram page, consider posting that as a photo also on your Google business profile. So people who are searching the web on Google, they may not be on Instagram at all. So your Google business profile is your chance to also make yourself personable. Again, like if this is your first impression, you want to pass as many hooks as you can out there to bring as many people in. So what's going to make you relatable? What's your target market like? What type of people do you want to attract to do business with? And so this kind of goes into like what your branding is like. And if you want to work with investors and developers, you're probably not going to post photos of your puppy, right? Because they don't really care about that. Maybe you can post commercial development that you just got your client into and you're expanding their portfolio. Post those types of graphics in your Google business profile as a photo. And do this gradually over time. If you're uploading like 50 photos at once, your Google business profile will be flagged and potentially look like maybe it might think you're a bot. So with anything on Google, make sure the things that you're adding are gradually put in there. But yes, so know your target market and then start posting things that would attract that target market to you.
And you guys can also, there is a place for products as well. So if you guys have any flyers that you've taken door knocking, you can upload PDFs of those there. If you have any like event flyers that you've done, you can post them there. Just listed, just sold flyers, also post those as well.
And you're gonna show us how to do that? Like,
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think after we finish the presentation, maybe we'll pull up like yours for an example so you can show them like different places. Oh, sorry. So power tip number 3, get reviews. The quantity matters, the average rating matters, and build reviews slowly over time. So it doesn't just have to be the clients that you worked with. Think of people you've worked with in the past. Think of your vendors. We could write a review for you, escrow, your preferred lender. And also, so build these over time. And also, if you haven't gotten reviews from people you've worked with in the past, think about going back and reaching out to them and asking for reviews. One story that always sticks out to me is we had a client who we were working with on a transaction, and we asked, how did you get this lead? And they said, oh, it's actually a online lead. They ended up calling me from my Google business profile. And when he was on the phone talking to them, he asked, oh, why did you reach out to me? Or how did you find my information? He goes, oh, I just, Googled agents in my area, and you actually had like 3 more reviews than the other agent. So I decided to call you first. And then he ended up getting a lead, getting a listing, and selling the property for that person. So reviews do matter. And, people are going to choose the agents with the top reviews and also the best reviews.
One more tip I wanted to talk about for reviews. Don't get too tricked up on this. Like if your end goal is just to get a review, but if you have a client who is a little bit more inclined and like seems open to the little details of writing a review, make sure that they include your full name in the review. They include the area that you bought or sold their home in. And then also put the term like real estate agent in that review. So that helps SEO or search engine optimization. And also it creates links and association with your full name to those other words. So it could be Larchmont. And so with your name being coupled with that, it just solidifies the credibility of what you're saying on even across other platforms. That's the point I wanted to point out too is if you have multiple accounts, make sure that all of your information matches up. One, because you want to be least confusing as you can. And then also Google can see everything online. And if it finds that information doesn't match up, it pushes down your location authority and your ranking.
So like across Instagram and social.
Yes, like Yelp, and if you're like, oh my God, I have 10 accounts, that's way too much for me to handle, then start to knock off the ones that you don't deem as necessary. Because the moment you either change office or a phone number and email, and it can get so screwed up.
Yeah.
And it's just a lot to handle.
They all need to be the same name, like,
Mhm. As much as you can,
yeah.
like on Instagram, you can have your username and then your full name.
Mhm.
Just make sure like your Instagram might be Larchmont Realtor, but then you have your full name underneath it. Make sure that you're not using like a nickname or any sort of variation. It should be the same as your Google business profile.
And also on like as your business card as well. I think there's one story, we were working with a group of agents, and there was one agent who everyone on the team was like, oh yeah, he's like the social media like guru. He's got like all these followers. And we tried to like Google him to, take a look at his Instagram, and we're like, oh, we can't find you. And I think like, maybe his name was Joseph, and we were trying to Google Joseph and his last name, and it wasn't coming up. Well, his Instagram was Joe, not Joseph. So we weren't able to find him. So if we were a potential client and we got your business card and it had, your full name, and we tried to Google it and there's no Instagram popping up, there's no Google business profile coming up, you're not going to be searchable and they're not going to be able to do digging on you and find information. So also keep that in mind as well.
Right, power tip number 4, and this comes with some caution, hence this graphic right here. Who's been suspended on their Google business profile before? Is anyone?
Who's what?
Been suspended or gotten in trouble by Google before? No? Okay.
I got kicked off Twitter, does that?
Just don't take off Google. That's the most important thing. This comes with some risk by modifying your Google business profile name. If you err on the side of being like more cautious, this is not for you. If you want to take a little bit of a risk, maybe you're just starting out your Google business profile and you don't have much to lose, maybe try this. But I want to warn you that, or I want to make it clear that I warned you. So for your Google business profile name, we've seen that it helps agents, again, with the SEO, search engine optimization, linking, associating your name with keywords. It has helped to kind of stuff the title of your Google business profile. So your full name, comma, real estate agent, dash, city and state. And so I know some people are like, well, I don't want to like pigeonhole myself into this one area. That's fine, don't do it. But if you think you want to like master this one area, you don't mind putting yourself, or kind of not limiting yourself, but pigeonholing yourself, then try this out. But you have a geo modifier, which is the city and state. So with your name attached to that area, you're increasing the SEO, and then the role modifier, which is real estate agent, you're again increasing your SEO, location authority. Make sure that you have the same keywords wherever you can be found online. Like I said before, this is really, really important just because it increases your level of credibility with Google. But this might risk suspension. If Google suspects that you're trying to stuff keywords just to be found, if you're like Studio City, Larchmont, San Fernando, and all these, that's definitely a big no.
So do you want us to be general or specific?
You could say Los Angeles County. That's up to you. It's entirely up to you. This is just something that we've seen that has helped, but you don't have to do it to be successful.
And then also, so this is for like how your profile name is written. There's also a section where you can add in multiple of like cities that you work in. So you can add like, I think it's maybe like up to like 5 to 10 in there. So this is just your profile name, but you can also add multiple cities under where you work
So
as
just
well.
to clarify, like when it says start building business and this is business name, you're
Yeah.
saying like, I could keep going by
Yes.
saying like Los Angeles or.
Right. Yeah, you might hit a character limit.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, you could say real estate agent and then dash the city and the state, or even just the city.
But that's really the only, well, I guess you could stuff in like luxury
Mhm.
or
Yeah.
other kind of things like that.
Mhm. And then there's also like, I think like a bio, or they might call it something else on Google Business, but you can add in like a short bio as well, where you can add in those types of keywords like luxury, real estate agent, your full name as well.
And that's gonna be prompted as I continue on this, yes. And then are you saying, just to clarify, once you create your business profile name, that's it? You don't go back and edit it ever? Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
You can edit it, but I wouldn't recommend editing it like multiple times over and over again,
Right.
because then Google is going to kind of flag you. And
Yeah.
sometimes they'll like send you an email that says like, oh, your Google business profile has been suspended or flagged, but they're not going to tell you why. And so that's Google's sometimes a little iffy.
Also, I heard that it takes time for the algorithm, for the
Mhm.
AI to pick up those initial things that you
Mhm.
put there. So you give it a couple of months, I heard that.
Yes, it does take time for like Google to kind of piece everything together between your, and then also takes time for your Google business, once you create it, to be searchable and found. Because every single thing that you post, every single thing that you create on Google has to go through review.
So I'm afraid to touch it because of your warning. But I'm also 90, so I hate using technology. But it's amazing. Sunscreen and a little fat. So Tracy Kent's realtor. I'm not gonna touch that, right?
You know,
Yeah.
yeah, if it's working for you and you're.
Well, it's absolutely not, but I'm thinking of
Thanks.
I don't think anyone's ever found me, but I'm afraid.
We could also try and edit other things that would mitigate the risk of suspension. Like if, again, like if you're more of like a cautious user, let's not touch it. We can work on other things that would not.
It's like going to Vegas. You wanna go, you
Well, in
know,
Vegas, I go big, because I come with what I'm gonna lose, but I don't wanna lose my profile
Yeah.
here, you know?
Yeah, we could work on other things, other metrics like posting photos or regularly doing updates, little things
Yes,
like that.
yes, and yes.
Cool.
And then power tip number 5, we've kind of already touched on this, but remember to stay consistent. Your name, your address, phone number, your domain. So websites and links all need to stay consistent. And then, for example, like if you're writing out the office address and you're putting STE 20 versus Suite 20, that's going to make a difference on connecting all of your accounts together. And then also keep it consistent so Google knows that you're the same person across the web. So that also goes for like profile photos as well. Make sure your profile photo is clear. Try and use maybe like the same like colors, fonts, headshots, and logos across like your website, your social media. Also, you want to make sure like if a client were to Google you, that they can tell that it's you and they can say like, okay, this profile on Instagram is the same one that I see on the Google business profile. Like these two people are the same. And then also audit your online accounts. I would encourage all of you guys to Google your name, see what pops up, because that's also what a client is going to see when they Google your name. And then also Laura Lynn and I, we're here if you guys need help auditing like your social medias and stuff. We can go ahead and do like a full write-up on your Instagram, what we see when we Google search you, and then any like suggestions we have to add either to your social media profiles or your Google business profiles.
Cool. Who wants a review from us? Okay,
Okay.
let us know, we'll jot you down, or email us at any of those emails, and then with your full name, and if you have any profiles, the accounts that you want us to look at, and then we'll go ahead and send you a write-up with things that are great, and then other things that maybe could be tweaked a little. We want to give you both positive feedback and then also suggestions. And then one more thing actually that I wanted to talk about for getting reviews on that slide. It's a little difficult, but who here has sent a link to their clients from their Google business review where it says like get reviews? Yeah. How many? Do you do that often?
Yeah,
Yeah.
every time I close.
Okay.
And some
awesome.
of them write words and some just give the stars.
Nice. Okay, to get reviews is great. That's a great start. If you guys ever find that for some reason your reviews are not popping up and it does take like a few days in order for it to be viewable, and let's say you're like, hey, did you leave that review? And your client's like, yes, I did, I swear, like I promise, but it still hasn't popped up. if you're sending that same link from your Google Business profile to your clients where it says get reviews and you're sending it to them, sometimes Google, and it's crazy how smart Google is, it knows that that's the link that you sent them, that it's like coming from you. So a little workaround, I'll show you guys on my computer once I hook it up, but there's like a workaround with that. Your Google also wants to know that you're getting reviews organically. So instead of like the direct link from you, they might have to search up your Google Business profile name themselves and then press give a review.
That's what I told my clients.
Yeah, because sometimes if you're gathering too much from that same link where Google knows that it's from you, it assumes like, well, you're not getting enough organic reviews, like maybe your clients are getting forced, or not really, but
Or they're your
they're
friends.
just way,
Yeah.
they're way too prompted by you, like they
Yeah.
want to know that it's organic and not just coming from your push.
Yeah.
Are you copying and pasting the link and sending it to them? How does Google know you did that as opposed to them just going?
I'll show you, let's see, I'll
There you
pull,
go.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've never asked for a review.
I'll pull that up right now to show you guys what link I'm talking about. But does anyone have any other questions?
Well, so like if a client, like clients have given me reviews, but it hasn't been through Google, like maybe it's for my website or something like that, there's not an option to like,
Like, see,
or to paste it and like,
they're gonna have to do it.
they have to do it.
Or I would, one like other way, I could maybe like work around that would maybe be like, sometimes like I'll see people on Instagram do like a Canva template and they like copied and pasted what their client wrote and then like they'll post that. You could also post that maybe in the photos of your Google Business profile,
Oh, yeah, that's good.
if that makes sense.
That's a good idea.
I have a hard time uploading photos to the Google Business profile.
Okay. Is it, you have a hard time like uploading them or is like Google not taking the photos?
Yeah, it's like hard to like arrange them,
Okay.
like, right now it's me holding a sold sign and then the office, and I know there's more on there. But I was, it's like, I need private customers.
Okay. We will help
We
you.
can also do one-on-ones with you guys
Yes.
too, so like
Yeah.
more consultations, you guys need that personal touch, that's what we're here for.
And then
Hold
one,
our hands.
Yeah.
one more thing is if you guys put your phone number on there, also make sure you are answering your phone. That is the biggest thing because Google knows when you don't pick up. And if you continuously don't pick up the phone, it's gonna lower your ranking on Google as well.
Do you think that there's like?
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah, that is
Do you
crazy.
think there's any like advantage or necessity to not having your real phone number and using the Google phone number? Or like, what are your thoughts on that?
I've heard mixed messages,
They're
there's,
kind of like the same thing anyways, in a way.
yeah. I do have one client where he was so hard to get a hold of because he was utilizing a Google number, and it's like, that's fine, I guess, like between me and him, because he's my client, but between him and his client, that's really confusing.
Yeah.
So like,
Get them over there.
yeah, or
I
like,
mean, I even get annoyed when I have to do like call a person on their Google.
yeah,
But it is, I mean, I guess you just have to know that it just comes with the business that you're gonna sometimes get like infiltrated by
yeah.
nonsense.
Yes.
It helps with this.
Use your real phone number,
Yeah.
everything, yeah.
Yeah.
Just know, like,
Everyone has all my stuff.
Yeah.
I'm really excited.
yeah.
It's not great.
Yeah.
I know, I
It's
hate
fine.
the feeling, but then you kind of just have to like, go,
You have to do it.
Like, yeah.
You have to keep it the same.
Yeah.
I've had creepy calls that I just have had to block.
and you just log
But
it
you've
out.
gotta keep your same number because,
Right.
like, for example, is, you know, I mean, all my business this year is repeat business. Some of these are people I sold stuff to 18 years ago.
Yeah.
So if I change my number, they never find, I mean, they're not on social media, they're like older, you
Same,
know, you
yeah.
can't change your primary way to reach
Yeah,
you.
they have their phone book.
That's all.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yes, exactly. You can't change it.
Yeah,
We won't tell you what to do, but I would recommend just having your regular phone
Yeah.
number on
Okay.
there.
So she's saying.
I get annoyed when people have a Google phone.
I know, I do too.
yeah. I'm like,
Get over yourself.
Yeah.
Get on the phone.
And it's basically the same thing anyways, it's like
I don't know
whatever.
what it is. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't trust you.
Yeah.
What are you
It's like a
hiding?
burner.
Because you'll have to call one phone number, and then you'll get a call back for it.
Yeah, it's very annoying.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
So it's all about lessening the friction, right? Like,
Yeah.
especially in today's day and age, where things are supposed to be really quick, depending on who your client is.
Yeah,
Quick, seamless. The moment you're not, people get really upset. So you just.
I think if you just go into like hyperballer mode, then like you just get like another personal phone for
Mhm.
like your people.
And that's confusing for you.
I know,
Like,
it's just roll with
To
it.
each their own, like,
Yeah.
try it out or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I would
It's
say like
like
the
laundering
general,
numbers through their Google phone.
the general consensus is your own.
Yeah.
Use your-
So you guys can see this. Okay, cool. This is my Google Business profile. So this is the link I was talking about where it says ask for reviews. Also, I'm in, so this is what
Where's the link?
so this is my Google Business profile. And this is my edit page because I logged in, and then this is, yeah, perfect. So this one right here where it says ask for reviews. Do you see this right here? So it's kind of like in this whole slew, and it says ask for reviews.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So you, like,
so that's the link.
That you kind of don't want to use.
I mean, you can, like,
But not
after a while.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
So they give you the button. that they say,
they like.
They're penalizing you for it,
I'm
but.
like, what is going on?
If you don't have any reviews, use this one.
Yeah.
You're gonna make it like the same, seamless, include it in your email. And you also should know your client, like, are they tech savvy? Are they able to
Right.
follow directions? Or do they just want to click the button, press 5 stars and press submit?
But if they are like close enough to you and you can ask them to use, to search your name, it's better. for them to do
Google,
that.
Yeah, you can also like sit with them
Yeah, totally.
and do it, you know?
Cookie dinner and record.
So when you send this to them, you should say to them, please in the review, put my full name,
Mhm.
write real estate agent in the review somewhere, right? You want to tell them to put these words in,
Mhm.
and the area.
Yes.
All right, so it just says,
Yeah.
I just write it for them.
You can, I mean, I wouldn't tell them.
They'll say better stuff about me than I would say about myself. So.
And plus, like, they're gonna use their own words and their style of writing, so.
There's a downside though to those reviews. Some of them, they give those not honest reviews.
Yes, I have seen it where one of our clients, the one with the Google Business number, actually, he got a bad review that was not with anyone that he was even working with.
Right.
Like, it was almost like a bot, or I don't know,
Yeah.
someone.
Or you just go on like
Having
a
a
bad
bad
date.
day.
Yeah, and
Someone
someone's
had a
like,
So what do you do when that happens?
You just try to cover it up, you can't delete it.
oh, that's so.
That's why I'm not on Yelp.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Trust me. But you're
Maybe
married.
not gonna get this Google.
What?
Yeah.
Being married is good for not being on Yelp? What?
No, I'm saying, cause like she was saying, like, it's like you go on a bad date and some guy's like,
Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
listen,
feeling vindictive.
20 years of marriage does not make for a great review every day.
I have a middle initial
Uh-huh.
that I sometimes use, sometimes I don't, I'm sort of inconsistent.
Mhm.
Could that be a problem?
Potentially. I mean, it's probably not gonna kill your profile, it's just not preferable.
The other day I got a text message, saying, hi Stella, with an H at the end, and I blocked immediately, think it was a scammer. I forgot that, probably the person was putting my middle name, you know, because they probably saw me on Google or something, and I just.
Yeah.
Well, what's the thing that you can put in, because someone was just doing this, they were pitching me on a big generating lead thing, whatever. And they were saying like, you could put in someone's name, and even if it's like spelled wrong, you'll still come up.
Mhm.
What is that about? Do you know anything about that?
I'm not sure, but I
That's
would
hard.
speculate that maybe you can put in different variations of your name and with whatever this
Tech
program
they
has.
have,
Yeah.
it'll still shoot to the top.
Mhm.
Like if your name is Jennifer, you can put Jen.
Yeah,
Right.
Jenny, or like
Right.
2 N's.
Or you're just mistyped, like he showed me how he was putting in someone's name and he spelled it wrong,
Yeah.
and it still came up, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So, but you're saying Google as a default doesn't do that?
Correct, like you need to be hearing the name first.
I see,
Yeah. One thing I wanted to show you guys is how to add the update. So here you can see like add update. Google's really great. Just to kind of go over here too, to the middle where it says confirm your holiday hours. Google will send you an email talking about a certain holiday that's coming up, and if you want to edit your hours and your availability, that's more so for like brick and mortar stores. I know some agents who put 24 hours they're open. Completely up to you what you want to do. Yeah. But the update, here you can add an update right there, or you can scroll down to the right and you can see updates here as well.
One of the reasons, may I suggest you don't put
Yes.
24 hours, which is something I originally did.
Mhm.
Everyone in the world can see your Google profile. So you will get phone calls from all over the world. Okay, perfect. You could.
Mhm.
So you might get your phone ringing at 3 a.m. So I suggest putting a time that you don't want.
Civics kind of,
Yeah, like I put 9.
Mhm.
But I mean, in general, if you put 24 hours, so if you do work 24 hours, you're then inviting people to call you 24 hours a day. So just, especially your personal phone.
Yeah, plus if you're not answering your phone too, that goes against you again, because people like, when you're not answering your phone, use it 24/7.
Yeah.
Do like 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. or whatever you want. It could be a big window, it could be small, up to
Just
you.
do 5 p.m. to 9. That's the only time you want to do it.
But here are, so these are an example of like what updates look like. It kind of looks like a feed. I do need to update my updates, but this is just like examples. So we actually did bold last year. And so it's kind of just like a feed of what you're up to. So if you're doing a farming event, maybe you're doing paper shredding, after tax season, or maybe you're doing a backpack drive before school starts again. It could be whatever you want. Post an update here. And then the products, so any flyers that you have, which could be things that you door knock with, like Haley said. Here's a product that I have. Oh. But it is a title toolbox flyer. You can't see it here, but there is that. And then your photos. These are the photos that I've posted of myself, of like our office. And then you can see this was not approved for some reason. Everything that you post on Google has to be approved.
How do you see what's not approved?
It just says it right there. I don't know why it's not, because I literally have the same exact thing posted.
So you
But,
look at all your photos, how'd you get to that?
so up to, on the top right, if you
Okay.
just press add photos or any one of those,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, let's see what's up.
Do you have it where it has like multiple, like cities
Oh,
on
my
there?
profile picture wasn't approved. What the fuck?
I think it could be edit.
what kind of poster did you, I mean, what kind of picture did you post?
Just a kidding.
That's a great feeling.
Oh, yeah, that's what they offer.
Yeah, that is that.
Like what they offer. Like
Oh.
consultation,
Yeah, at the start.
free evaluation,
Maybe
There you
I
go.
think she said the same thing too.
service area.
Oh, okay.
That it was
Maybe
actually
because it's the same
where-
image.
And then if you guys wanted to add more locations that you service, you're like, oh, I forgot this one city when I was creating my account. If you go to edit profile up here, you press edit, you can scroll down. And it says service area. And you can press that little pencil. I just put counties to be more broad, if you guys can be, if you're hyper local, you can put very.
What is that now? Sorry.
Yeah, so you're just able to edit the areas that you service. So when you're making your account, don't freak out. You can always go back and add more cities to the areas that you service.
About how long did it take your business profile to be verified?
Mine a little bit longer because I did not have the text option to verify. I had to do it with an actual postcard. So it took me, I want to say, up to 2 weeks.
Okay,
Yeah.
Why did you have to do the postcard?
because I didn't have the option to verify my profile via text, I always recommend getting the text message verification.
So if you have the text message verification, and then when you say like, help with verification, and it says that you're verified, but then you try and get to the screen where you're looking at your profile and it says not yet publicly visible, not verified, does that mean that I'm not verified, or does that mean that I'm verified? If I go in to help me with verification, it tells me I'm verified, does that just mean that it's gonna take longer to like be visible?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the one
It takes a while.
downside with Google is they're not too verbose with like what's happening.
Okay, great.
Yeah, and I mean, it's really powerful, but still I think there's just so many users and they don't have enough staffing to back up all of the requests that they have.
I see, okay.
So it is,
You technically need to find someone who we know that's in Google.
Yeah.
yeah, there
I
is.
have a few, I have a family member and a few friends.
That's
if anyone
great.
needs help,
There you
let
go.
me know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can help.
I know there is a specific either course or, I think there's like a training option that you do have to pay up to $34 to $40 for. I would say only do that if you need it. But again, Google's just very, obscure with what they have.
So I clicked on the service area, like you just said,
Mhm.
and it's defaulting to Manhattan, New York, and it won't let me delete it, and it won't let me highlight it and delete it, and it won't let me backspace, and it won't let me add anything
Can I
else.
see?
And then one more thing I wanted to add, is, no, I'm blanking on
And I
it.
have to use it.
That's an example of how to write.
I'll think of that. Does anyone else have any other questions?
And then it will
Is there?
So that's just like an example of like the grants I can already use.
So I'm just gonna click on that.
So that, yeah, it's anything that's your touch in there, that's just, they're guiding you.
Gotcha.
Yeah.